Well, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today it is Thursday, 17th of March. 17th of March today, and I'm just here on Topfield. We've just got Jeffrey ploughing some sugar beet. Recently we've just planted all of the spring barley. I didn't get any of that on film, and it's been quite busy. So I'll take you for a tour today around the farm of what's going on and how everything's been progressing. A lot has happened. A great tractor for all the Massey Ferguson fans out there with the CCU engine, and it's got a Vario transmission, I think. Or is it Dyna 6? No, manual gearbox. Manual gearbox. Great. Well, no, Jeffrey's ploughing this up, and then in the next few days I'll come in with the cultivator and tidy all of this up. We've just back at the farm serviced the tractor today, the 6R, and we're kind of getting ready for taking the cattle out next week. So, and then just on the next door here, our neighbour's got a new John Deere 8RX. We might have a look at that on the way home. They've just got, I've seen it around now, and yeah, it's a pretty cool tractor for anyone who likes John Deere's. It's got tracks on it to reduce the compaction. They're pretty cool. They are pretty cool. So something you don't see very often. Yeah, pretty cool. Looks like it's put in a Sumo Trio with a drill system on the back there. Pretty cool. Yeah, nice machine. So yeah, I've only recently started seeing that around. So. And I'll just turn the indicator off. And I've just started to scare off some of the birds on this field. They're little devils. They've just started coming on here again. They're after the spring barley, which we planted a little while ago, and it's like a daily assault, a daily mission to keep on top of them. So I managed to pull this old bird banger out of the shed the other day and get it going. Here it is. Just a little bird banger. Flick it off and on and make sure that's working right. I'm pretty sure it is set up now from 8 in the morning till 6 at night, but you've got to check these things. It's a little bit temperamental, this one. It's about 20 years old. Yeah, it is working. Came to it this morning, it wasn't working for some reason, but now it's blown off the dust. See, it hasn't gone off there for some reason. So I've got my temperamental bird banger working anyway. Come on, there we go. Oh, that's working anyway. Hopefully it won't go off again. Scared those birds off when we've come up here. Got a battery and some gas I keep charged. Yeah, because of the way the world's been going recently, barley is worth so much at the moment. I think malting barley's gone up to like anywhere from 280 to 300 pounds per tonne at the moment. So it's worth quite a lot of money, this crop which is in the ground. So we've really got to protect every seed, and there's a lot of rooks, jackdaws, crows and pigeons hammering these fields like mad. So I've got some birds on sticks, I've got bird bangers, I've got my shotgun, I've got Clover who runs with me. We'd go and chase the birds. We're doing everything just to try and keep the birds off this year like mad. So this is a job which I'm doing, and it's actually going pretty well. I haven't actually seen too many birds over the last few days. It has been a really good job, worthwhile job doing it. So and the gator's got a little bit of a problem at the moment. The steering rack is well, it's sort of all over the place really. So we had Jack the mechanic in earlier. We were just servicing the 6R. We've just serviced that tractor, and we've got to get a new steering rack for this gator, because I think when someone's been driving it, because everyone on the farm drives this thing, horse people, Dad, myself, it does get a bit of use. It gets a bit of abuse as well. So I think that's probably what's happened, and as a result the steering rack needs sorting out. So that's another job. But for the most part, it is starting to feel more and more like spring, you know, and we are heading towards summer. We've got the sheep, we've got the ewes and lambs now. The ewes have all lambed, and the cows are halfway through calving. So this is everything which has recently been going on in the shed. As you can see, just on the left, I've put the smart box on. I've been doing a bit of cultivating recently for the spring barley. At the moment, we've serviced this. I've got a load of oil everywhere today. That's a load of waste oil, which I give to a friend of ours, and they burn it in a waste oil heater burner thing. We've got our sugar beet seed over here. This is going to be for this year. That's what this will be planted on the field, where we're just at with Jeffrey. That's my bike there, which is now fixed. And we've got the loader at the back. I've got a little bit of work to do on that just to maintain over the winter. We wanted to straighten up one of these brackets which came off a little while ago. So that's a little job for a fabricator to do. A friend of mine will come and have a look at that. Need to get a new windscreen washer cap for 6R. And also in the cab at the moment, there was a problem with the armrest. We had to, there was a pin in here which came out, and we had to, doesn't look like it now, but this armrest all came apart. And thanks to Jack for sorting that out, who's a really good mechanic. And we've now got it fixed. So that can just sit up like that. And for the most part, it's in pretty good nick. It just needs a good wash and a grease up now. So that's a job to do for tomorrow. And then the gator, it's a little bit of a devil, really, what's happened. But anyway, it's probably quite an expensive repair. Have a look. That system, that steering system's got a lot of play in it. We're gonna have to get a new steering rack assembly. So you can't buy the individual bushings, you've got to buy the whole new thing. I think it's this system here, which is going to be the best part of probably 400 or 500 quid if we can get one. Otherwise, we've got a gator which is not really working properly. Well, the steering's not anyway. And there's the Manitou, which is in the shed at the moment. That's done, I think, nearly 1,700 hours, that one now. There's the Defender. A lot of people always ask about that. That's in pretty good nick. That needs a service next. We'll just go and have a look at some land we've been moving, some earth we've been shifting with a bulldozer. Before we just go and have a look at that land, I'll just show you across the road here. So it's starting to look a little bit tidier across here. This year the fodder beet has kept really well, and we're just starting to sell this off to some friends, some farmers and neighbours, and I'm going to deliver some, I think, tomorrow to a neighbour with the dump trailer. So got a few little loads of fodder beet to take out, whilst I'm also sort of in the middle of scaring off all the birds, using the bird banger, getting that going, feeding the cattle and calving and lambing. So the rest of there's a few left of the lamb. There's my bale spikes. There is the cattle float and the dump trailer. I picked up some horse muck in that the other day. I've got to empty that out. The float is now back on the Johnson Brothers trailer. There's the pottinger. I've got to get some new points for that, which are in the shed. Put them on there. There's a load of scrap I've got to get rid of. And here's some wood for 2022. I've got to buy some more wood in this year, really, if I can. There's my rollers and the gallops and all that good stuff. And there's some horses. I almost forgot, just down here, there's some rollers, which subsoilers in the way now. But let me just show you guys. Oh yeah, did a little bit of subsoiling the other day. Did all the headlands on Vicarage Field and some more on Top Field with my new blades. And I'm looking at the moment for a stock sag box to put on the back of that to plant the turnips later on in the season with the GPS, so I can get some good turnips in. There's some more bags here which have turned up, some more blocks of menage material for a new project, and then just on the left here, these are my rollers which I fixed recently. Put the new tyres on, got Haywards to put those on, local dealership. And then this is my hydraulic ram which was put back together. I've now put it back on, and this is the position I leave these rollers in now, because if I don't leave them like this, the ram is exposed and the tyres have a lot of weight on them. So thank you for messaging me in the comments, leaving your comments and saying how to leave these rollers like this. This will be fantastic, leaving them like this here in winter. And then just next to that I've got the packer. This is for the subsoiler, and at the moment it's got some holes in it, so I'm just waiting for a welder. We've been trying to get a new farm welder in, not a farm welder as in a person, but an actual welder. We've been looking at an Oxford one, and we're just waiting for that to be delivered, and it's hopefully going to be a good farm welder for a while. So we're going to patch up those holes, put this on the back of the subsoiler with the stock sag box, and then we can drill some turnips. So it's just all a question of time and getting everything going. This year has been a very different year, not what I expected it to be. But as I said in my previous video, it's also a very positive time on the farm, because I think this low input farm could do really, really well. I've been recently speculating about doing a Nuffield farming scholarship, which Andrew, the farm agent, was talking to me about, but at the moment I'm not sure with the way the world's going whether or not I'm going to do it at the moment. I don't know where to go or what I would want to study in that Nuffield scholarship field, so we'll have to see. Alright, so now we've just come on to, we call this field Slurry Pit Field because it used to be part of the old slurry pit, and recently we've got the bulldozer in. It's a Komatsu one, and it's here just to pretty much just level off this part of the field, and before long we will come through here with the cultivator and subsoiler hopefully and plant some grass in here, if I get that grasshopper on the back with the drill. So here she is, it's It's a big machine. It's the soil, which we've been just levelling out on the old slurry pit, and it's a Komatsu K1 DK1PX, which is pretty cool, from Alan Collier. So what a beast, what a machine. And I tell you what, when it works, it sounds bloody brilliant. It's got a massive exhaust, and you can hear it from about a mile away. Proper bit of kit. So yeah, that is in at the moment for this job. And it's quite exciting to tidy all of this up really, and sort of get this part of the farm looking a little bit tidier. It's a little bit old, this part of the farm, and it's quite tired, and it needs a lot of work to bring it into the modern times. So very soon you're going to see some cattle on the channel. So you're going to see some young Hereford cross and Angus cross heifers from Meadow Quality, which is a company I'm currently in contact with to try and get some good quality heifers in. I want to buy 20, and unlike my previous heifers, which I've bought, grown up to 24 months and sold, these ones are going to be some heifers which I'm keeping long term. They're going to be the start of a new Olly's Farm suckler herd, which will graze out of the Norfolk Broads National Park in the summer, and then they will then be housed back at this farm here. At the moment we're applying for a grant to try and rebuild, demolish and rebuild one of our cubicle sheds, which is the main sort of shed in the yard, which you can see a lot in a lot of the videos when we're mucking out. So that shed, once it's knocked down, would hopefully be rebuilt, and we will then put a new 150 to 200 head shed up, which will be a multi-purpose shed with concrete panels and a front feed barrier, and it will be quite tall so that we can tip material in there if we need to. It will be a multi-purpose shed, hopefully. That's the idea. And then the suckler herd, the Olly's Farm suckler herd, will hopefully go in there on one side, and then the rest of the farm's suckler herd will go in on the other side. And then we'll also have the capability to store straw and machinery, and maybe even a bay for barley, which would be awesome, because our current grain store is, again, is a little bit old in places. So kind of the whole farm really revolves around this new shed. It will be just one reasonably sized shed, hopefully, and we're working very hard at the moment to hopefully get this grant, not only to build the shed, but to also concrete part of the farmyard. So it all revolves really around this new shed this upcoming year. And hopefully, if all goes well, we don't really use that much fertiliser on this farm for producing the grass, for feeding the animals. We can calve our cows, grow the calves up to 18 months until they're stores, and they can be sold to the fattening trade. So that's the idea. And why Hereford? Why Angus? There'll be Herefords and Anguses crossed with the Holstein. Well, you've got the beef conformation from the Hereford and Angus, and then we'll hopefully have the milkiness from the Holstein Friesian. So a little bit milky, a little bit beefy, 50-50, which is what makes a great commercial suckler animal. And hopefully the sire is going to be our new bull, which is called Hector. He's made a long journey down from Scotland, and last week he was delivered by a couple of very tired farmers who arrived here sort of late morning. They'd driven down from Scotland, then they dropped the bull off and drove back up to Scotland, so I had a nice chat with them. But yeah, we've got a new Aberdeen Angus bull, and his name is Hector. Hector of Heckingham, we're calling him. And it was very exciting. So hopefully Hector will do a brilliant job with my new heifers when I get them. They've got a lot of growing to do yet, because I'm going to be buying them in as calves. So I've got to play the long game with the new suckler herd. So it is exciting, and that's the plan for the next year. Hopefully as well, I'll be investing in a few sheep. I was going to get a second tractor this year, but we're still ahead to get a mower hopefully and a hedge cutter. But at the moment, for the tractor, I'm putting money into livestock, not into machinery, which is something I've been advised to do by my dad and some other people I know as well. So it's probably a better solution to do that rather than wasting money on machinery. I've got enough equipment to last a lifetime now. So I do like my tractors and all of that good stuff, but at the moment I've got to put some money into my livestock enterprise. So that's what's going on. I hope you've sort of enjoyed seeing around the farm. It's an absolutely stunning day, and it really is starting to become springtime. I have been pretty flat out recently, as you have probably seen on my Instagram stories. If you go and check out Instagram, it's called ollies.farm in the Instagram search bar, and you can see what I'm up to every day on my Instagram page. And recently I have been finishing off some subsoiling on Vicarage Field, and that tractor, which was in the yard you saw today, has done a lot of hours this year already for what we'd normally do, and yeah, it needed servicing. So thanks to Jack. And last week I went to pick up the filters for that tractor, which cost nearly £1,200. I couldn't believe it, but the price of fuel, the price of filters and minerals, hydraulic oil has a lot of minerals in it, is apparently pushing everything up for some reason. So yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. £1,200 for the filters, and then we paid the mechanic as well, who for services the machine. So it's probably the best part of £1,500, heading towards £2,000 just to service a tractor, which is pretty crazy. But then again, it is our most important machine on the farm, that one. So so it's all going well. We've got some glorious sun. I've got to go to Cambridge this week. I might go there tomorrow or Monday and give Gavin a call to let him know that I'm on my way, and we'll go and have a look at the Massey Ferguson 135, which they were shot blasting a couple of weeks ago, and then I forgot all about it because I've been so busy recently with cultivating, bird scaring, getting the spring barley in with Jeffrey, that I've literally forgotten about that tractor. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.